Hi, fourth graders. This is our last lesson for music for this school year. What we're going to do today is we're going to do some review and get ready to say goodbye for the summer. So what I would like to do first is start with the Good Day Cha-Cha, as always, and then we will get to review. So here we go. Hey guys, this is the Good Day Cha-Cha, our warm-up song. So I need you to get up on your feet and get ready to move and sing with me. Here we go.
It's gonna be a good day. I'm so glad you're here today. We need to celebrate and take the time to say it's gonna be a good day. Step to the right, 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 and high five a new friend. Step to the left, left, left. Now jump up and spin.
Step to the back, 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 and slide to the left side. Step to the front, 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 and slide back to the right.
It's gonna be a good day. I'm so glad you're here today. We need to celebrate and take the time to say it's gonna be a good day. Step to the right, 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 and high five a new friend. Step to the left, left, left. Now jump up and spin.
Step to the back, 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 and slide to the left side. Step to the front, 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 and slide back to the right.
It's gonna be a good day. I'm so glad you're here today. We need to celebrate and take the time to say it's gonna be a good day.
Woohoo! Nice job, everybody. Alrighty, fourth graders, so we're just going to review our important music concepts that we learned this year and things that you're going to need to continue knowing for fifth grade music. Everything we do in music, we just kind of add on a little bit more every year. So this is where we're at right now. We started the school year with rhythm, and we really learned the new note, the 16th note, or we call it tika tika. We obviously still knew that these were TT, but we now call them eighth notes, specifically paired eighth notes because they're beamed together. We know that this is a ta, it's worth one beat, but we now start to call it a quarter note. That's its real name. And the quarter rest is the same deal. Same thing with half notes, but half notes are ta-a, they're worth two beats. Half rests are sh, and they're two beats as well. It looks like a top hat sitting on the staff. We briefly learned our dotted half note, which is 3 beats. The dot adds on half of what the note is already worth. So without the dot, this note is a half note. It's 2 beats. We add on another 1 beat to make it 3. That was new in our distance learning, I believe, last week. We learned whole notes, which are 4 beats. And we know that they're whole notes because they're like a hole in the ground, right? And there's no stem. And the whole rest matches 4 beats of shush. Now, 3 new things that we learned during our distance learning was that the eighth note can break away from this pair and make a flag, and it's half a beat. And it also has an eighth rest that matches it, that's half a beat. And those together help us make the Cinco Pa, which we did a lot with Lil Liza Jane and Shake the Papaya Down. So we learned lots of songs with that. We've practiced rhythm in many of our rhythm videos. So this is something that you really just got to keep fresh with, right? We talked a little bit about meter, how beats are organized. So all these rhythms go together onto a measure, and we have to know how many beats we need in each measure to make our music sound good. And sometimes measures have 2 beats, sometimes they have 4, sometimes they have 3, and we didn't really talk about this one yet, the 6/8. So we're going to talk about that next year. And this is how we read and write our music, okay? So when we're looking at it, these are all the symbols that you're going to see, and they all mean something different. the note head and the flag. That's what a note is. A stem, the beam of the eighth notes. The notes are written on the music staff, which is the 5 lines. This squirrely thing is the treble clef. We know that a repeat sign, if it's the 2 dots, it means we go back to the beginning of the music and do it again. The meter signature tells us how many beats are in the measure, so how many can we expect? How do we divide it up in our brain? The measures are where the music is written, and it's chunks of music. So every time your chunk is done, you've filled up all the beats that you can have in that measure, you put a bar line to separate it out. But a double bar line means that the music is over. And a tie ties these 2 notes together like a smiley face. Okay. Then we looked at melody. We learned that we have low do and high do now, and everything in between. So do, re, mi, so, la, that's our pentatonic scale, the 5-note scale, but you can also have high do up at the top. The whole solfege scale is 8 pitches from do to do. We haven't learned 2 of the pitches in between. So basically we're at 6, and we'll finish off our scale next year in 5th grade. But we also learned that below the staff, there's, again, notes. The whole thing repeats over and over and over. But when we're looking at it in our music and we're looking at where do is, low la and low so, sometimes our songs, a lot of our folk songs that we learned involved these notes too, where instead of starting with do, you actually go down further to sing a lower pitch. Okay, we learned about the solfege staircase. Now, solfege is just another way of looking at music notes, okay? It's all about pitch. It's all about hearing the pitch in your brain and making sure that what you're singing or playing matches that pitch, being able to make sure that you're not higher or lower, okay? So this is basically 2 ways to look at it. Solfege is one way. That's more helping us with the singing part. When we start to read it and play it is when we look at the note names on the staff. Every good boy does fine. And F-A-C-E, face in the space. To make our music more interesting, we started a little bit to look at tempo, but we really didn't focus on this too much. We'll look at that more next year. So that's changing the speed of the music or identifying what speed the music is at and whether or not it changes. And it's the same thing with dynamics. Changing the volume of the music as a composer makes your music more interesting. So we have not really looked at all the levels of these either, but we will focus on those next year as well. Okay, those are things that we see written in the music. So as a composer, what choice you make to make your song sound good, and as a player or a singer, how we honor that by following those markings. Okay. We kind of went over the instruments of the orchestra, but not fully. We did it more in context of the recorder being in the woodwind family, but this is how the woodwind family fits into an orchestra. So again, we'll review more of that next year. These are some of the instruments not in an orchestra. Guitar, electric guitar. The saxophone is a jazz instrument, so it's not found in a traditional orchestra. It would be in a jazz orchestra or a big band, so we'll look more at that next year. And also the drum set and the electric keyboard. This is a cool link. I'm going to put this whole document in the description below our YouTube video, and I want you to check this out. It is Let It Go, made by Classroom Instruments, so instruments that we have played in music class. It's pretty cool. We didn't really get to much of this year. This is all in regards to singing, so we'll do that next year. And then we looked at form. So call and response, A-B form, A-B-A form, verse-refrain form, wherever the refrain is the chorus, verse-chorus form. Partner songs we just started looking at. It's when separate songs fit together. Here's a different version of that. Canons, where the same melody starts at different times. We did that with I Love the Mountains. And then ostinatos, we know are repeated rhythms. And then we, of course, looked at our genres. So we really focused on classical and folk music, songs that tell a story, and folk music from everywhere. We've learned a lot of, sometimes our folk music and our world music matched. Like it was a folk song from Ghana, right? Or a folk song from Mexico. So a lot of times those go hand in hand. All right, so I hope this kind of refreshed your memory and keeps things fresh in your brain. And maybe something we went over is your favorite thing from music. So you're going to tell me that on Seesaw. All right, guys, and now we're just going to go quick over the song list of things that we did in music. Some of these are songs that we sang or we played instruments with, and a lot of them are our songs from Quaver that were on, that are recorder songs, okay? So we, of course, have our welcome song, The Good Day Cha-Cha now, and our goodbye song, So Long Farewell. When we came back to school, we played a game called Up the Ladder. It was like a drumming body percussion game, just to review names, introduce new friends, and get back into the swing of music class. These 4 songs right here were when we started looking at rhythm and 16th notes. So we played a lot of instruments with those. Then once we got into the fall and Halloween time, we looked at Pumpkin Bones a lot. You guys started out by just doing some body percussion with that song. Then we kind of added these different layers of percussion instruments. Sometimes each of you were playing something different. And then we actually played some harmony on those xylophones. So when we had 2 notes playing at the same time. Then we started reviewing the lines on the staff. You guys had done that in 3rd grade, but it was a review. We started reviewing Recorder with Hot Cross Buns. And then we continually added on these different songs. A lot of you needed to catch up with us and earn your yellow belt with Cherry Pie or Old Mother Witch for the high C note. Remember, our recorder notes that we've learned so far were B, A, and G. B is 1 finger and thumb. A is 2 fingers and thumb. G is 3 fingers and thumb. High C is your middle finger and your thumb. And then we added D for some of us, which is only middle finger, no thumb. Some of you even moved on to Chinese song and did low E, which is 5 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's basically where we got. Some of you guys were at different levels for your recorders, which is totally awesome. And we're just going to pick up hopefully where we left off in 5th grade when we get back. From here on out, it was all distance learning. So these are all songs that we learned while we were away. We did solfege with some of these songs. We played rhythm patterns with some of them. Guadaliacha was like a hand body percussion game. We've learned a lot of different world music songs in different languages, which is awesome. Like, for example, De Colores was Spanish. We learned that. Haruga Kita was our Japanese song. Ram Sam Sam was from Morocco. We learned a lot of folk songs from America as well. We learned Alouette, our French song from Canada. We learned Turn the Glasses Over. That was a cup game. Epo Tai Tai was from New Zealand. Checky Morena from Puerto Rico. All of these 3 were our Caribbean theme lesson. So those were all Caribbean songs. And Checky Morena was as well. Okay. And then we did like a Western theme lesson, Rocky Mountain, our Native American song, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, and Home on the Range. And then we had our summer lesson last week. Okay. You guys have learned a lot, and I appreciate your hard work. Okay. All right, 4th graders, I want to say a huge thank you to you. You guys were awesome this year. We had a ton of fun in music class, and I really, really appreciate your hard work on Seesaw and doing your work and participating every week. I hope you guys have an awesome summer, and I cannot wait to see you when we get back. So again, on Seesaw, all you have to do is just tell me what your favorite thing from music class was this year, whether it's a song, an instrument we played, a game we played, anything, okay? That's your last assignment, and again, I hope you guys have an awesome summer. So let's sing goodbye one more time. Here we go. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together, but now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said so long, farewell to to you, my friends. Goodbye for now until we meet again. Bye, guys. Have an awesome summer, and I will see you next year.